This week we find out who plowed Jess's porch, Taco Bell resurrects their potatoes, and the Muppet Show is back again. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Down at Podcast Rock. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We're good for your ears. I'm Dan, and you can find me everywhere at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me everywhere at, Snow Dog Shorts with Gone to the Snow Dogs. Or you can just type in Snow Dog Shorts. That's easier.
We practiced this literally in this last minute of what you were going to say.
It's still confusing to me because I named the channel Snow Dog Shorts, and then people didn't think it was me. So I named it Snow Dog Shorts with Gone to the Snow Dogs. I also did that to make it easier to find if you were searching Gone to the Snow Dogs.
Oh, look, I found it.
It is wordy, but
it's so wordy.
I know. Look at all the cuteness.
Holy cow, are you really getting 50, 70,000, 78,000 views?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That channel's doing better than my actual channel.
Dang, you got 44,000 subscribers already? Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow, Jess.
Well, okay, so the channel started with, what did I say? I think I wrote it down. I think I had like 22,000 subscribers when I started because this was the old Arcade Snow Dogs channel. So when the channel started, it was originally Arcade Snow Dogs. So I had like 22,000 subscribers, but I hadn't really uploaded anything in like 3 years.
Oh, you're pumping them out.
So,
wow.
Yeah, every other day a shorts goes up. Every other day. And I'm trying to make sure that it's branded. I'm trying to make sure that all of these thumbnails compared to the dogs channels have this like icy blue tint to them so that they're just a little bit different from the main channel. And yeah, it's crazy. I think it's got over 3 million views, and I unlisted all of the old videos on the channel. So the total view count is only from the shorts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Good job. Wow, good job.
Crazy.
Okay. I didn't expect to hop into the shorts yet, but I like this. This is great. Are you having fun with it?
Yes. I'm addicted to short form content. I 100%. I love TikTok. Yes. We've talked about it on here before. I like TikTok. I think it's really fun. I have fun making short form videos that, I don't know, I guess I just feel like they're a lot less, not professional. I don't have to do as much for them, which isn't really true either because I really do plan these out. I have little micro series on my shorts. I have now I'm doing, I have the life with the husky, and then I have the shadow dog. Memphis is my shadow dog. So I've been trying to get videos every time she's following me around. I have Memphis as a cuddle bug dog. I feel like I'm able to take the dog's personalities and amplify them into these little mini series on this channel.
That is true.
And plus, I'm taking some of my older content. I put up a video the day before yesterday, which was talking about Shiloh. And I made a little, a short video, a little bit about her. And I have written down, I want to start doing a Throwback Thursday video where I introduce the old dogs and then I bring back some of that footage, some footage that people have never seen, and then some footage that they have seen, and kind of tell the story in a behind the scenes way in less than a minute.
Right. That'll be fun. I'm glad I can hear the excitement in your voice. So I'm glad that you're excited for this because I know the stuff can get stale. How many times, it's stale. It'll get stale to a creator. So you seem excited to do this. I like it. I came from short form content. I was always a live streamer, and then I did Vidi, and that was short form content. Any of the shorts that I put up are insane, action packed. They're just boom, 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 boom,
right.
boom. I really excel at short form content more so than the longer winded 10-minute vlogs.
Exactly. So it's a
lot of fun, and just because it's a 1 minute long doesn't mean that it takes a minute to make these things. It's just the same thing. Cutting words and phrases, don't say That's where I learned never to say pretty much in my videos. I learned that because will cost you 1,000 seconds, and there's only 15. Yep. You only get 15 of those. You only get 15.
It's a different process for making a shorts video. I feel like everything has to be faster packed. They say on a YouTube video, you have to grab people within the first 10 seconds. And I feel like with shorts, you've got 3 seconds. 3 seconds. If you can't get them to stick around after 3 seconds, you're going to lose them. So you really want to make sure that you're opening. I think the difference between shorts and YouTube videos is YouTube videos, you have a one-liner that you say when the video opens, and then you introduce yourself, and then you kind of there's this whole process that goes along with making YouTube videos. If you want to do it and you want to do it successfully, there really is like a pattern and a process and these rules that you have to follow. If you
lots of formalities.
Yeah, if you really want to grow, reminding people to subscribe, reminding people who you are, like there's just this format to it where with like a short, you literally are right into what's going on. There is none of this, guess what we're doing today, and here's who we are, and here's what we do, and here's what we're doing today, and like none of that. It's just here's 30-second to a 1-minute video of fun and action, and that's it. And there's no sign off at the end. There's no, oh, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, blah blah blah. None of that. I don't have to do any of that. And I think that's what I love the most is all the formalities of YouTube are gone. There's different formalities for shorts, but I said this about TikTok when it first came out. It reminds me of old school YouTube when you could just get on there, make a fun video, have fun with it, enjoy it, and then go on to the next thing. Yes,
and now I'm subliminally putting into your mind to like and subscribe and stay to the end of the video. Yeah. So good. I'm glad you're doing well on that. We're gonna have to check back soon on the shorts here and see how they are going. Oh, they're so fun.
It is the fastest growing channel I've ever created.
Well, there you go. YouTube.com/SnowDogsShorts. Snow Dogs with an S.
Yep.
Because you have more than one dog.
Yep.
Well, Jess, how is it going over there in your place? Because it is right now. It's a hurricane. All week last week, it was in the 70s last week. It was nice. My windows were open. The cats were laying out. I'm in shorts and t-shirts. You're living pretty much in a popsicle.
Yep, pretty much.
Even now, so even right now, it's we have gusts up to 50 miles an hour, so it's a little crazy outside. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. But what's happening right now on the other side of the country?
It's snowing. Big fluffy snowflakes, and it's not windy right now, so it's like those really big, pretty fluffy that just float down snowflakes. There was some happening this morning, and I pulled out my camera and I went outside in my pajamas and took pictures of the dogs because the big snowflakes right now, it wasn't supposed to snow at all today, so the big snowflakes I was afraid was going to go away, so I grabbed the camera and ran outside and I took a bunch of pictures of the dogs. It's 25 degrees here, but there's no wind. It's so quiet because it's that nice fluffy snow. Right. So it just dampens the noise everywhere.
You don't hear anything. It's just
nothing.
Quiet. That's nice. It's 55 right now, so it's on the cooler side. It's been in the 70s lately. But this wind, I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. My place is rocking a little bit. I could use some snow, Jess. My body and my brain hasn't adjusted to like another season yet. It's still just warm.
It's been really interesting here because we definitely have a lot less snow than normal. I follow a girl that lives up in Houghton, Michigan, where Michigan Tech is. We drove through there when we went camping. She lives in Houghton, and she does daily weather updates, which I think is great, weather updates from the Youper. And she's been talking about, the lack of snow, and all these people that have started following her, like, what's the big deal? Why are you so upset there's no snow? So she put up a video yesterday, and she's like, here's the big deal. Last year, by this day, up there, they had 213 inches of snow. This year, they've only had 60. That's a considerable difference in snow.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of snow, though, but yes, it is.
But that's the thing. Like, the snow up there, though, is great for the economy. If there's no snow,
no economy.
We had open water. My mom called me this morning. There's open water. The channels on the river are open right now. And we barely have ice on the lakes.
Now they should be frozen?
They should be frozen.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it's
interesting.
It happens every couple years. This tends to happen, but yeah, we're definitely lacking the snow. Jamie has not had his sled out not one time. I've taken the dog sled out, but not the snowmobile.
No, you were telling me earlier it was like an ice cube out there.
It's everything because it keeps getting warm. Everything melts and then it turns to ice, and it's just treacherous. Even Greg came over after work today, and he goes, how the heck is your road 10 times... Greg lives on a dirt road. He's like, how is your road 10 times worse than my road? I'm like, the township comes out here with the grader, and they think they're doing a good job, and they just turn it in. You could skate on it. It's so bad right now.
What's going on at his farm? Is it snowy there, too, or just not really?
Yeah, he's got snow out there, too. He only lives, 12, 15 miles from us, so it's really not that far away. So he's got snow out there and stuff too, but the county takes better care of the road out there than they do our little subdivision.
Oh, sorry. Sadness. I'm gonna put Jess on the spot here. Earlier, Jess sends me a picture, And she's like, this kid came up to my door. You want to hear? You take it over, Jess. You take it over.
So we probably have gotten maybe 2 inches of really fluffy snow. And I mean snow you could pick up in your hands and blow it and it would just flutter away. Very, very light, fluffy snow. But there's a good 2 inches of it. If you drive over it in your driveway, it's going to pack down. It's going to turn to ice. So this kid comes up to my door. I hear the doorbell ring, and I knew it. I have 2 doorbells because I have a doorbell at my front door and I have a doorbell at my garage door. And they make 2 different chimes for whichever door it is. So I'm like, who is ringing my front doorbell? You can't open my front door. There's a couch in front of it.
Yes.
So I went to the garage door and I'm looking out and I'm like, I have no idea who it's going to be. And I look out there and it's this kid. He's probably, I'm really bad with kids' ages, maybe 12 to 14 years old, probably a little bit younger. And he's got his shovel and he's all bundled up and he's like, hi, I'm shoveling driveways to make some money. I'll shovel your driveway. And he turns and looks at the driveway, which I have a driveway you could park 3, possibly you could at least park 3 cars wide.
At least.
And it's pretty long. You could probably fit 9 cars in the driveway. So 3
cars. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So he's like, I could do your driveway for $10. And I'm like, okay, really? Yeah, you can do my driveway. So he was all excited. And I came inside and I gave him $15. I'm like, I'll give you $15.
You might break, kid.
Yeah.
Your parents might be coming back.
Yeah. So he went out there and the dogs thought it was the greatest entertainment ever. They sat in the window the whole time watching him. He did it. He shoveled the whole driveway.
I saw the footage from your camera. It was the cutest thing. He's just out there. He wants something.
Yeah.
Did he say he say what he was reading?
Nope, and I didn't ask. I just, the first thing I thought was, that's an entrepreneur right there. I can remember when I was a kid doing that for raking leaves. We would go and we would rake leaves. We would go from door to door to door. We, at one point in time, made flyers on construction paper and went and put them on people's mailboxes with my phone number on them and said, hey, if you want us to come rake your leaves. And the one year, we made a couple $100 raking leaves. Yeah. Because people, they didn't want to do it. They'd give us money to do it.
How many times have you yelled, it's $20 to make all these leaves. It was the acorns and the leaves when I was out there last time. You were just looking for somebody to throw money at to come do it.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
And it was so funny because, we have a snowblower and Jamie would have done the driveway. But, I gave the kid the money and I ran downstairs because he was downstairs playing video games. And I'm like, I paid some kid to do the driveway. And he's like, really? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's pretty cool. I'm like, right? Yeah, that's how I
said,
felt.
That's what I said too. I'm like, that's rad. I'm stoked that they still do that.
Oh yeah. That's it's still pretty common around here. We get the kids every once in a while that'll come by and they're dragging the lawnmower. And they'll want to mow your lawn.
I haven't seen one of those kids in forever. I tried to be one of those kids when I was younger, but I failed at it. I failed at it. But I have not seen a lawnmower kid in a long time.
Yeah, we see him still here every once in a while. I paid him $15, and it took him about 35 minutes to do the driveway, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. I wonder what he's getting. I wonder what he wants.
I don't know.
Something bad enough to go out into the snow.
Yeah, he had a good day for it though. Like I said, it's cold, but it's not windy. It's not that wind where the snow's pelting you in the face and everything's uncomfortable and you don't want to be out there. Nah, he had a really good day for it. So I felt bad though as he was finishing our driveway. The neighbor was out doing his. The neighbor across was out doing his, and I'm like, you gotta hurry, kid. You gotta get it before they. You gotta get it before they do it themselves.
Go lock it in. You need to run up the street and lock it in, and then come back.
Let me finish that for you. I'll give you a discount. I'll finish it up for $5.
And it's not early there right now. It's almost 6:00.
Yeah. And I don't know, how many he had done before this, or how many he'd done in the neighborhood. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to outside, but I paid him to do the driveway. I thought it was adorable, so I paid him to do it. I've paid kids to do the driveway before. We one time had a bunch of kids show up. There was 3 or 4 of them, and they all had shovels, and they wanted $10 or something to do the driveway, and I think I gave them $20 or something because there was 4 kids, and they were all out there, and they all shoveled the driveway together, and then took off running. And
let's go get a 6-pack. Thanks, Mrs.
We also, because of bottle returns, we'll have kids every once in a while that show up with wagons. Oh, we're trying to buy this, or we're saving up for this. Can we have your bottle returns?
No way. Just like the little rascals?
Yep. And I always, anytime they come to the door and want the bottles, here you go. You had the guts to come up to the door, knock on the door, and ask for my bottles. And you had a reason. There's always a good story that goes along with it. You can have my bottles.
Man, nobody ever has done that. The mailman was digging through. The USPS guy in his mail van was out in front of my house one time, digging through my recyclables, throwing them over his head once with his little miner's light. That's all we get. Here, mister, here's your package. Oh, thanks. I think I yelled at him, could you dig through the trash more quietly? Right. I didn't realize it was him until afterwards. And then he came to knock at my door. He's like, dude, are we cool? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll take this story to the grave and the podcast. Right. This was like 10 years ago, though. But that's all we get. We don't get the cool kid in the wagon. I would be like, let's do this. I'd probably go out there and like, let's do this. I thought that was cute. That made me super happy for some.
Me too. I was super excited. Like I said, I went running downstairs and was telling Jamie, and then I turned my camera on so I could watch him without actually having to sit there and watch him. I just watched him shovel the driveway, and he did a good job. Maybe
he was saving for a snowmobile.
You never know. Maybe he wanted a new bike. Maybe he wanted some video games.
It's snowy now. You can't get a bike now.
Then maybe he was saving up to go skiing. I don't know.
Oh, do you guys have a ski place there?
We don't have a ski resort here in Alpena. The closest one. No, but there's multiple ski resorts around us. If we want to go skiing, it's about an hour and a half to get either Boyne Mountain, which isn't really a mountain, but it's called Boyne Mountain. There's Boyne. There's Treetops Resort in Gaylord. That's where Jamie and I went years ago. We won a trip there, like an overnight stay there. They have extreme tubing at Treetops, which is really cool.
Extreme tubing.
It's extreme tubing. You get on these black tubes and you go down these really crazy hills and you go extreme tubing. Treetops Resort has it. I don't know if Boyne has extreme tubing or not, but you'll have to come back sometime in the wintertime and we'll have to take you to one of the resorts. I don't ski. Tubing. Jamie skied. I don't ski. I think I would break my ankles, but I would go tubing.
Like you don't go downhill on anything other than a sit-down thing.
Other than my butt.
Yeah, right. There's no snowboarding or any of that stuff. I just don't think you have that skill.
I don't think I could. I've never attempted snowboarding. I have short skis. Like I have, I could probably cross-country ski without the dogs. And I have like these short skis. I don't remember what they're called, but that you use them more like, almost like ice skates on the snow.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
And I have used those and fallen. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have that good of balance. And I don't have patience. So you have to have patience to be able to learn how to do it.
True. And I forgot you don't have that.
Yeah, I don't have patience. So if I can't figure it out like that, I don't want to do it.
I've only been snowboarding once. Otherwise, I have not. But like, I hockey. So like, I feel like anything that you put on my feet, I'd probably be okay at. I always want to know what skis felt like something so long coming off the bottom of your feet.
Jamie had fun doing it the last time we went. The only thing he forgot was how sore you are when you haven't done it for so long.
Oh, yeah. Every muscle.
Yeah, he had fun doing it. I think there was a vlog up about it. He took the GoPro with him and went down some ski hills, and he had a good time. I brought my skis, and I thought about it, and then I thought better about it. And I said, how about you go play on the ski hill, and I will go sit in the room.
Yeah, we have ski hills around here. Like, there's places, Big Bear, Mammoth is right up there, and Mountain High and stuff. And I have friends that they buy their $800 season pass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they go. You have to go though. If you get those passes, you have to go because it's so dang expensive. It's like $50 a weekend if you miss. All the guys at the bike shop are like, "Are we going this weekend? Are we going this weekend?" And they would debate about it. And I'd remind them, "Well, $43 a day for every day you don't go. You better go. Only so many weekends before it turns to sludge."
There used to be a ski hill here, Mount Moriah. Again, just a big hill, not really a mountain, but they closed it years ago. And then, like I said, there's Boyne is near Petoskey, and then there's one in Gaylord. There's one near Traverse City. So, like, around us, there's quite a few of them, but it's just not something that we really do. I don't want to leave the dogs all day. And
right.
I would probably try skiing. No, I wouldn't.
Please don't. Yeah, no, Jess, please don't. Please don't. For like, I don't want you to break something. And I would rather go snowmobiling.
Yeah, I would rather go snowmobiling or dog sledding.
Yeah, that would be good though. I'm scared that I see these stories like this one you sent me. Teen snowmobiler builds snow cave to wait for rescue, and it's like I don't know. See, because here's the scenario. I go out there with you guys. I get lost. It's a movie. It turns to dusk. You guys have no option but to turn back and hope that I stay the night somewhere. Do I know how to do this stuff? Do I know how to survive in the snow? Why? Like okay, so here, this kid goes missing. He's 17 years old.
Yep.
He gets stuck and separated from his 3 family members. He dug a snow cave in a tree well and hunkered down. In my logic, like if I'm digging into the snow, it's colder down there. Cause like, okay, here's the thing. When I dig into the center of the earth, it gets hotter. So, cause I go into it, but it's ice cubes. So if I dig into the center of the ice, shouldn't I be colder?
So when you dig snow caves and things like that, your body heat helps warm them up on the inside. Plus you're also removing yourself from the wind and the elements. Right. So, like, you can dig a snow cave and, like, you can have a little, like, propane heater. And you can start your little propane heater inside of a snow cave. It's not going to melt as quick as you think it's going to melt. If you do it right and you have a nice roof, sometimes you'll build a vent at the top, which will help vent some of the heat out. It won't vent all of it, but you can vent some of it out so the inside doesn't melt. You can definitely make a little snow cave. I don't know if you remember when we had all the feral cat issues and we had the one feral cat that kept coming to our house. Jamie built the cat a snow cave to sleep in, and he put straw in the bottom of it. And the cat would come and go inside the snow cave and sleep in it because it was warmer in there, because its body heat would help heat up the snow cave. It keeps you out of the elements. It keeps you really from getting like soaking wet, you're out of the wind. Again, like I said, you're able to heat up that little area. Like, you know how if you pull a blanket over top of yourself, it gets way hotter underneath the blanket?
Right, but I'm not pulling an ice blanket on me. Because here's the thing.
But it's kind of the same thing because snow is insulating. Even though it's snow and it's cold, snow is insulating.
That goes against everything that goes against all my instincts. Because hear me out. Okay, here's the thing. I've seen those like commercials and stuff, or those ice, like places like in Iceland. No. In like Germany or whatever, where it's all cold and they have the places that like the hotels and stuff with the
ice
icicles.
Hotels, yeah.
But I'm still not sure how that works. But what about like igloos? Are igloos real? Like, are igloos?
You can build igloos, yeah. People have built igloos to stay inside of.
Because I don't know if I've ever seen a real igloo.
Yeah, people have built igloos to stay inside. And it's the same concept. Like, you can build an igloo, and you could go out there and you could hang out in your igloo, and it's going to keep you out of the elements. It's going to keep you warmer than staying outside. So, yeah.
But see, like, look at this person here. Like, this person, they're in the igloo, but now they just have cold all around them in a closer confined space. How is that? And it's going to melt on them, right?
Eventually, but depending on how cold it is outside and depending on how well they built it.
Okay. All right. I'm back again. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? I wonder if I would dig down.
I think the biggest things, like, this kid was snowmobiling with other people. It's kind of like when you go jeeping. Somebody's always got to be the leader, and somebody's always got to be bringing up the rear. But if you have 5 people going, the rule of thumb is when you look in your rearview mirror and the guy behind you isn't behind you, you need to stop.
Right.
Because you don't know if they got stuck. You don't know if they turned onto a wrong trail. So you're constantly paying attention to the guy behind you. The most important person is the guy at the back.
Yes.
Because the guy at the back gets left behind, then which is probably what happened with this. Somebody just wasn't paying attention. Snowmobiles can go really fast. So you can get up 70 miles an hour going across a lake.
I've seen some of Jamie's videos. That looks amazing. Yes. I mean, it's wide open.
Yeah. Well, that's because they were on lakes. But even on trails and stuff, you turn around, you can be gone in a flash. The other thing that's really important with snowmobiling, and like Jamie and Chris always do, is they always have 2-way radios that they take with them.
Smart.
So that if anything does happen, they've got 2-way radios to be able to keep in contact. Hey, I'm, back here at this turn is where you left me, or
right.
I haven't seen you for 5 minutes. So they always kind of have a way to, and they use the ones that have like a 5-mile range, I think they are. So they have ways of keeping in track with each other. And then they also have, it's like I don't know what it is, but it's like this emergency ham radio that can go even further. It has a way bigger antenna. So if something were to happen, they can reach out even further.
Right.
And I think that's something that, especially when you're snowmobiling, you should always have with you. Which makes me wonder why this kid didn't have a 2-way radio to contact his family.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who didn't turn around and realize that their 17-year-old kid wasn't behind him?
Yeah, yep. The 17-year-old kid was separated from his family members. He was lost, dug out a snow cave in a tree, and hunkered down with food and water for 4 hours until he was rescued. Food and water. What do you think he had? Like an Uncrustable? Like, what do you can't really carry much with you.
There's quite a bit of space like under the seats and stuff on sleds, and you should always make sure that you go out there with something. Water, you can melt the snow if you need to, but you should still try to always have fresh water with you. But food, Jamie and Chris always take like granola bars and little bags of trail mix and stuff like that.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Anything that's high in protein you want to bring with you just in case. If something does happen and you have to be stuck out there, you want to have something. So they always make sure that they have food and stuff when they go.
I think I'd probably pack at least each flavor of artificial food coloring, so then I can make my own snow cones while I'm out there if I'm lost. I'm like, you know what? I might as well get a snow cone. It's here. It's free. I mean, it's like all you can eat. So you just, put the little red toppings on there. Boom, you're good to go.
You could. I mean, it was kind of like when we were camping. We didn't really go on any extreme hikes while we were camping, but we always tried to make sure to have something in the car with us so that when we were hungry, we had food. It's kind of the same concept. You want to you don't want to leave with nothing because you just never know what could happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If I got lost, so I don't know. I honestly, the first thing I would do if I got lost in the snow, I would make a snowman so I'm not lonely. Like
right, SOS in the snow with your feet.
Mm-hmm. I'd pee it in on the ground. Well, I'm glad this kid was okay, and it makes me realize that like if I go out there to hang out with you, I really got to follow directions because there is a lot of stuff that could go wrong that just doesn't happen here. I don't even know where I could get a snowmobile on private property maybe, but I don't even know where like I could find a snowmobile. I think Jamie's might have been the first one I've ever seen in my life with my eyes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
And they're big, aren't they?
They're very big. They're very big. But there's no reason for them there's no reason to have them here.
Right, yeah.
Those and kites. Can't fly a kite out here either.
Really?
No, heck no. You fly a kite out here, that thing's gone in a second. They don't make kites strong enough for the wind out here.
See, Jamie's got a trick kite.
Oh, right. The ones that you pull with the strings and stuff like that. Yep. No, man. Those things are going to take me off the ground. The people at the beach, when you go down to the beach, they have them there. They're really popular.
Kite surfing?
Yeah, and you see them, like, they're all braced down and stuff because they're going to get pulled up into the air like the Up Dude.
Yeah, Jamie thought about getting a kite for kite surfing so that he could do it on the water or on the snow. Because here you can do it either way. If you get the winds going fast enough, you can actually kite surf on the snow with a snowboard.
Right. See, that's cool. That's cool. I'd kite surf. Right. They get pulled up so high in the air, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's kind of crazy.
This just in from Blake, who snuck me a thing. I thought he wanted to come say something, but he didn't speak up. When igloo is made, they make it so they light fire inside and melt it together, creating insulation, keeping them warm.
See, I told you. It's like insulation.
He just faxed me this. Thanks, Blake. Yeah, he was out here. I don't know if he wanted a sandwich or he was going to bring this to me. So, all right. There you go, Blake. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much.
See, he figured it out.
Yes, he did. So, so I was watching this documentary the other day. I was scrolling through Amazon, and Amazon's got the craziest documentaries. I don't know if you're a documentary person or not.
Yeah.
But they always have the crazy documentaries, and there's nothing I love better than a zany documentary. Oh my gosh. This one's the zaniest. It's about air hockey. And you're like, well, how do you make a documentary about air hockey? Well, you're going to find out.
They did it.
Yeah, it's called AirHockey, The Way of the Puck. And it's about, like, not professional air hockey, but we'll call it professional air hockey. And I'm like, ooh, I like air hockey. I'm halfway decent at air hockey. Do you have fun playing air hockey?
I do. Yeah, I do. I like it.
But what if I told you, like, we weren't even playing it right? Like, it is air hockey to the extreme. So I'm like, okay, I got to watch this. And it's maybe a group of about like 50 people spread out through the United States, right? And they have regionals and stuff like that, states and tournaments and stuff like that. And
they do with foosball.
Oh my gosh, right. And they're just like hitting the pucks with the mallets and stuff like that. They're like dribbling it back and forth and they're like stick handling with it, and there's different moves to do, and it's out of control, and you can fight the other guy. You can go across the line and try to block the dude, and it gets crazy. This one guy has been trying to win a championship for like 40 years. Like they've been doing this forever. Right?
Wow.
And we're watching him, this might be his last time. He's got a family now. Can he go to the air hockey nationals? And when you tell a good story, like it doesn't matter. I'm like, oh my gosh, will he ever air hockey again? I'm like, so like, what is going on here? Like he can't not air hockey. You go into his garage, he's got like 40 tables of like air hockey in there and stuff. And he's got his own custom mallets and stuff. And it is interesting how into anything anybody can get. if you get obsessed with it. It's just crazy.
I watched the Monopoly documentary. Have you seen that one? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of, because you're like, is he going to win this Monopoly championship? But yeah, it makes me think of that. Probably the same type of thing where you're just like, I didn't know you could do all these things in Monopoly.
Yes, exactly. I watched one that was my favorite so far. It was on Scrabble.
Oh.
And it's the same thing with the Scrabble World Championship. Scrabble, though, seemed to be a little bit more money than all the other documentaries I've seen. They're like in Vegas for the $100,000 tournament or whatever, and the dudes are coming in like young, like late 20s, early 30s poker player dudes. They're playing Scrabble. They're, I pulled an S. They're slamming the boards and stuff. They're going crazy. The wives are just like, what the heck's going on? They're going nuts. At the end of the night, the wife's mad because she wants to go have some fun and like do stuff in Vegas, and Hubs is trying to go into somebody's room to have a private cash money Scrabble game.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's been wanting to play this guy on the internet for years now, and it was amazing. It was just like poker and all the stuff that came with poker, drinking and stuff and craziness. And so they did the same thing. They painted the same theme with AirHockey.
I could see it.
Yes,
I could see it.
And these people are old enough that they're like not quite our parents' age. No, my parents are older than my parents. Could be your parents. They're like 50s or so, and they were around when like the arcades were out.
My parents are in their 50s or 60s.
Okay, yeah, so they're like your parents' age. We're like when the arcades and the AirHockey type, things were out. You go to every place and play, and you can have tournaments. And then now it's down to they're in a banquet hall at a regional Hyatt, having these tournaments and stuff, and they're old, and they're flashing back to pictures from them in the 70s when they all had long hairs and they were all thin and stuff, and now they're all beat down from life and trying to just win AirHockey championships. I thought it was fascinating. It was called AirHockey: The Way of the Puck, and it was on Amazon. And if you guys like strange and quirky, and the same thing that you said, Jess, like you could do that. You could do that in Monopoly.
Learn all the insiders' tricks.
Right? I thought that was so I thought that was good. So that's what I've been watching, or that's what I watched lately that caught my eye. I watched it before Christmas, and I've been saving it on my to talk about list.
Right.
Speaking of talking about stuff, let's go over here to this next thing here. Ooh, I think I even brought up a little graphic on the screen here. Boom, Taco Bell. Oh, gotta move off of Jess's head. Brings back their potatoes.
Yes!
I have never, Jess, had Taco Bell potatoes or even really paid attention to their potato game.
Spicy potato soft taco. I love the spicy potato soft taco. It's like my go-to thing at Taco Bell. And Jamie liked the Fiesta potatoes. I didn't like the Fiesta potatoes because they have nacho cheese and sour cream on them. But the spicy potato soft taco was my favorite thing. It was $1. $1.
That's it right there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I loved it.
They were never on my radar, and I'm looking at it right now, and they look cooked pretty nice in that photograph.
Yeah. They kind of remind me of the nacho fries a little bit, kind of the same style seasoning and stuff, but I always liked them. And there was a lot of times when we would go to Taco Bell, and I'm not a huge fan of the meat at Taco Bell, so I would just substitute it for potatoes. And it was always good. It was always something I really enjoyed. So when they got rid of it, I was so sad. I will say, since they've gotten rid of it, I think we've been to Taco Bell maybe twice. Because every time we think about it, Jamie goes, well, I don't have what I want. Because he would get, he gets bean burritos. That's like his favorite thing at Taco Bell. Seems to be bean burritos. And
I love them too. I do too.
The cheesy gordita crunches. Those are like his top two things. But he doesn't like to get the cheesy gordita crunch because it's $3.89 and he could get 2 burritos for that price. So he always does like this math in his head. Yep. And he would get the 2 bean burritos and the cheesy Fiesta potatoes. It's always what he would get. And now every time we would bring it up, he's like, well, I don't have the potatoes. Well, yeah, you can still get the burritos. Yeah, it's not the same. And then I never knew what to get because I used to get the spicy tostada and I would get 2 of the soft tacos, the spicy potato soft tacos. They don't have the spicy tostada anymore, which I really liked. And then they didn't have the soft tacos, the spicy potato soft tacos. So yeah, it was a bummer. Sometimes for game night we would go because Eric is a pescatarian. He only eats fish. He doesn't eat meat. And Taco Bell was one of the things that he would get because he would do the same thing. He would substitute potatoes for meat. And we haven't been there because they don't have it. When I saw that, on whatever it was I sent to you. Before I even sent it to you, I screenshot it and I sent it to Eric. I'm like,
we can eat again. We can go out and eat again.
Right.
They were just never on my menu. No, for no reason. My go-to used to be back in the 90s. It was always the number 7, which was a Mexican pizza and 2 Taco Supremes and a Pepsi.
They don't have Mexican pizzas anymore either.
No Chillitos, no double-decker tacos.
No enchiritos.
Oh my gosh, right? Right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They tried to say, Taco Bell tries to say that they pulled a lot of these items to pare down for COVID and it's easier for shipping and this and that. And that's why they claim that's why they discontinued the potatoes in the first place. I don't know if that's true or not. I do want to try them when they come back. And I do review food.
Yeah,
I do review food. So we will be definitely trying those. Here's the sad part though. March 11th.
I know, that's so far away.
Wow. You know why? They're just trying to calm the masses because they say people were starting petitions.
Oh, yeah. People were starting petitions. And then I saw a lot of people that have said they haven't been back since they got rid of them.
Almost like you. Like you.
Yeah. So if you think of that, how many people haven't gone back? I think they probably saw the drop in consumers clearly, especially because a lot of vegans and vegetarians, that was their go-to thing. Like that was, you would just substitute the potatoes. So you wanted a bean burrito, you wanted the mega burrito or whatever that normally had meat and beans and rice and all that. Well, you would just get rid of the meat and you would put potatoes in it. And it was really good. Like even I had done that before. And I think they upset enough people to where
I think they did too. I do. I think they missed the mark, taking it away because of this statement too. Taco Bell also announced on Thursday that it's teaming up with Beyond Meat to develop a new plant-based protein for their meat. So it's like, oh man, we better bring these back because if I'm going to have vegetarians coming back, I need to give them something else. I think according to you, they're not half bad.
And I think out of all of the fast food places to do something vegetarian, Taco Bell was the easiest. It was the easiest to have something be vegetarian from there. Mm-hmm. And when they took the potatoes away, you could still do it by substituting rice or blah, 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 but it wasn't the same. And I think that vegetarians said that was their standard go-to when people were like, well, we want fast food. Well, most aren't going to go to McDonald's or not. You can get your veggie burger or whatever, but it's not the same. Where Taco Bell, it was just such a small, minor change. You could still get so many things on the menu.
Yep. Oh, yeah, because, Crystal's a vegetarian. So I've had to do that for all my life. Yeah. And right now, her go-to at Taco Bell, she can get one thing only, besides a bean burrito. She can get a Crunchwrap Supreme, take the meat out, put it in beans. Yeah. And she loved it. That's fine. Across the street, there's a Del Taco where they have plant-based meat already, and you can substitute anything with it. So Taco Bell needs to catch up on that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. And on that note, I did a food review video yesterday on a Bacon Club Chalupa from Taco Bell. It was $4.50.
Holy cow. So I have not tried that yet.
And you won't. And you won't. No. You won't want to. And Jamie said the exact same thing that Blake said in the review video is that I would rather have 10 tacos it's 4 burritos than I would to have this expensive chalupa. I can't figure out why the chalupa, and I said it in the video, is so expensive. Is it the lupa that makes it expensive?
Right.
What is it? What is it that makes it so pricey?
I don't know, because it's not like you're getting a ton more stuff in it.
It was sad. Wait till you see the video, Jess. It was sad. Yeah. It was sad. But I also mentioned in the video, which I'm going to bring up now, Taco Bell may not be the place to rate. Shove it in your mouth. It's late at night. Taco Bell serves a purpose. It's not, you know what's good for dinner tonight, family? What's that? We should eat Taco Bell. It's like, I need this round chalupa cheddar. Look at all these words they put together. Give it to me. Late at night, at the munchies or whatever, you shove it in your mouth. You don't look down at it. You just put it in your mouth. So should we be this hard on Taco Bell? Should I be, not giving it that many Dans out of 5? It's hard. I should be shutting up and eating my Taco Bell because it's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Even though I will say, out of all the fast food places, and I don't know if you've noticed this too, their portion sizes have really shrunk. Their go-to burrito was a burrito supreme. Yeah. And it is not supreme at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I have noticed that. I've noticed that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of places have done that, but Taco Bell has seemed to really kind of. It makes sense for stuff that's on the dollar menu. They have a lot of stuff on the dollar menu. A cheese roll-up is $1. It's cheese in a tortilla. It's $1. That's ridiculous. That shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be on the menu. But
it shouldn't. It should be. The burrito should be called it should just be called like Padawan Supreme or some sort of like. It should be downgraded in its name. It should not have this. But I am excited now because you got me hyped up. And when this comes back to the menus in March, I'm definitely going to have to visit it, and so are you. We're going to have to figure out a way to have you review it somehow as well.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that. I already know what it tastes like.
See, I don't. And I do love Taco Bell. Taco Bell is one of my favorite places.
Yeah, I do like Taco Bell.
It was. Maybe over the last 5 years, maybe I'm holding on to it from old memories.
Right.
More so than I should have. Don't worry, I'm not cheating on you, McDonald's. I'm not cheating on you.
McDonald's for the win.
Jess, this brings us to the thumbnail topic of the week. Look, since I
Wait, how do you do it? You gotta go like this. Yay!
Yay! Hi-ho, this is Kermit the Frog, and the Muppet Show's coming back to Disney Plus. Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. All of them.
Do you? You like all of them? Is there any you don't like?
Nope. I would have, so like, when you asked me, the first one that popped into my head, which is really cliche, is still, it's Ralph. It's Ralph the dog.
Piano playing Ralph?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was alright. He was okay in Muppet Babies. He was okay. What about Fozzie? Waka waka waka.
I like them all. I like all of the Muppets. I mean, realistically, my favorite Muppets are Jen and Kira from the Dark Crystal, but we're specifically talking about Muppets from the Muppet Show. So. Yes,
look at you with the deep cuts. I love it. Do you think Fozzie the Bear was taken after Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, right. I like the Muppets. I mean, they've been around since 1976, so before I was born. Miss Piggy ages well. Oh, I don't know. The new Muppets, they like Kardashian.
Yeah, they kind of. Yeah.
But you gotta stay looking good. So all 5 seasons of the Muppet Shows are coming to Disney Plus, in addition
which is
to the
exciting.
First 3 seasons of the series, 4 and 5, which have never been previously released on home entertainment, will be streaming Friday. Oh, so it's not even new stuff.
No, it's not new stuff, which is fine. So when the Muppets first started releasing to DVD, years ago, I used to go through on YouTube and all these other websites, and you would find like bits and pieces of Muppet Show, and I would download it because like, oh my gosh, it's the Muppet Show. And I grew up on the Muppet Show. My love for music is because my dad was in a band and we used to watch the Muppet Show. That's it. My parents had it recorded. We had all these episodes recorded on VHS. We used to watch the Muppet Show over and over and over and over. Loved the Muppet Show. My parents would watch it all the time. So when it came out on DVD many years ago, I was so excited. And I remember you could order it from the Disney store, and there was like this, you could order it, you could get a special edition. I have the season 1, 2, and 3 all on DVD. Mm-hmm. I also got them for my parents as well. And when they stopped, it was like, but there's two more seasons. There's 2 more, and how do we get them? And please bring them out. So when Disney Plus came around, and knowing that they own, part of Jim Henson Studios, things like that, I always was hopeful that they would bring it to Disney Plus. But I guess like when I was doing the research on the DVDs, a lot of the reason that they didn't release season 4 and 5 of the DVDs is to release the DVDs, they had to go back to some of these artists and the people that owned the rights to the music. Because, for those of you that have never watched The Muppet Show, it's basically a variety show where they sing a lot. There's comedy sketches, and then they always have like a musical guest, and the musical guest sings a song.
Almost like Saturday Night Live.
Almost like Saturday Night Live. But prestigious,
like you're right, Elton John.
Yeah, so like Elton John was on there, and they sang Crocodile Rock. And every time I hear Crocodile Rock, I picture the little Muppet crocodiles going, la, 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 la. Like, it's Crocodile Rock. Like, that's in my head. ABBA. There's so many songs.
This was primetime entertainment. It was primetime. It was primetime entertainment, and they were popular. Everybody Does Anybody was on there. I saw Mark Hamill was on there.
Oh, everybody who was anybody was on the Muppet Show.
But it was super
like that was
70s.
The show to be on.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird that it didn't all come to home. Like all of them didn't come to home video. But you're right. They did the same thing with Beavis and Butthead, where I was like, "Oh, Beavis and Butthead's back!" And part of the fun was in between the sketches, they would make fun of the music videos.
Right.
But they couldn't because you have to go back and talk. Which I don't know how you have to go back and get their permission if you had the permission in the first place. But
I think it's because you're now building a new revenue stream with it because you're selling it. So you have to make sure that you still have the ability to do that because contracts signed back in the day were for broadcast television. Well, now you're taking it from broadcast and you're putting it, you're packaging it, and you're repurposing it. So I think that was where they had the issue with it. So it's interesting to me that they finally now have been able to either figure out a way or just get all the permissions to be able to do this. I will watch all of it in one day. I'll try not to, but I probably will. And then I'll watch it again and again and again. It's going to be one of those things, like I have a few go-to TV shows that'll just play in the background. It'll probably end up on that list where it'll just be one of those, I'll watch it all and then it'll end up being a background show. I'm excited about it because I've pretty much seen every single episode of The Muppet Show, but Jamie hasn't.
Me neither.
So like when we got it on DVD and we started watching it, there were episodes and parts he remembered, and then there were things he didn't remember at all. So I only have my memory's fuzzy.
I only have like little bits and pieces here of watching it. So I'll watch it when it comes on, and they're always witty and funny. It's like, So.
I love the Muppet Show. Statler and Waldorf. I love the Muppet Show.
Those are the Tool people.
Yeah, that sit up in the box and the hecklers that heckle everybody.
We should get a background one day and sit and just heckle things. Well, that show stunk. That's good. I thought they were going to come out with new episodes, which they can, and they have before. I think they've tried to reboot it once because I feel like the guy from Weezer was on it once or something. Or maybe that was Sesame Street.
They've done a few different revisions of the Muppet Show. They did one where it wasn't Kermit as the host, and there was a totally different character as the host, and it just. They kind of tried to do the same thing. It didn't really work.
That's weird. Was Kermit double booked? Like, why wouldn't they just stick with Kermit the Frog?
I think that's the hardest part about them trying to bring back the Muppet Show. I think they could bring it back if they bring it back in the same format that it was. I think it would go over fairly well, but every time they've ever tried to bring it back, they try to make it more like a Jimmy Kimmel show or even now, there's a new show on Disney Plus right now, and I cannot remember the name of it. And it's an alien, but it's a Muppet alien, and he interviews people like the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I can't remember the name of the show. But it's new, and it's on Disney Plus. But it's the same thing. Like, they're trying to take a Muppet and make a Muppet do what like Jimmy Kimmel does. You can't. That's not gonna work. It's not. I want the Muppet Show to be. They didn't call it the Muppet Show. It's called something else. But they've never really been able to bring it back. And then I guess the other thing is, Jim Henson passed away, so there's that. It's not the same. It's not the same Kermit as it was.
I'm trying to look at the old cast here. If you guys are listening to the audio version, you can see the video version at CC Mouse Podcast on YouTube. I'm trying to look at the original cast here to see if there's a crossover with Sesame Street. Because I don't see Big Bird's not there, and neither is Snuffleupagus. There's no Oscar the Grouch, but I do see, like Kermit. Kermit was on Sesame Street. But you know what? Did Miss Piggy transfer over? Yeah, she was there a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
there was
no
a
Grover,
few of
there's
them.
The pigs, right? I do see. Is this scene over here in the corner here? Is that from Labyrinth?
That's a Fraggle.
Or is that just is that Red from Fraggle?
Yeah, that's Red from Fraggle
okay,
Rock.
My bad. Okay. No, some of the bands there. Oh, I love the band.
The Electric Mayhem.
Yeah, with that guy that would play the saxophone and stuff, and Animal. Yep. Oh yeah. Well, they had some big Muppets too.
Yeah, and those ones had people inside of them.
Yeah, see, a lot of those there's no count. Like the count would have been awesome on there.
But that was a Sesame Street thing.
Interesting. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it's coming back. You were super excited about it.
Yeah, we had I don't know if my mom has any pictures of it, but one of the houses we lived in, we had Muppet wallpaper.
Really?
Yeah. You should Google Muppet wallpaper. Okay. You can probably find it. But I don't know if you remember the opening of the Muppet Show where it had all the archways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what the wallpaper looked like. I bet you can find it. Again, you guys should totally be watching this on YouTube if you want to see it.
Let's see. Muppet wall.
See where it says Muppet wallpaper? Click on that one. I don't know if that was actually it. I don't know if my mom has a picture of it anywhere.
No, not like that.
But we had crazy amount of Muppets wallpaper. That's pretty much what it looked like.
Just like Muppets like this, just everywhere? Or no, right here, this one, huh?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, that's right, because they would pop up and seen in the beginning. They had seen it. Oh, now it's coming back to me a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can bring this up for you. Let me see where it takes me to first. I've learned. Okay, there we go. I can bring it up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
see, this looks like this is from the newer. This is newer Muppets. Right. Yep.
But same principle.
Yeah, same principle. I don't know if my mom has any pictures of that anywhere, but But yeah, we had Muppet wallpaper.
Oh, that's so cool. I never minded anything about the Muppets except for I was not a fan of Muppet Babies. I just did not like Muppet Babies. I would watch it, it'd be on and stuff. I didn't like it. I didn't like the nanny that you only saw from the kneecaps down that looked like the witch from the Wizard of Oz. I just didn't. They shoved so many seasons of Muppet Babies down our throats on like prime time.
I remember bits and pieces of it, but I don't remember watching a ton of it. I remember watching a lot of the Muppets, the Muppet Movie, the Muppets Take Manhattan, the Muppet Christmas Carol. Like, I remember watching a lot of that. Fraggle Rock, The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal. Like, I remember that stuff. And then there was this really cool show, and it was called the Jim Henson Hour. Ooh. And I don't know. If they bring that to Disney Plus, oh my God, that would be so amazing. The Jim Henson Hour was amazing. The Jim Henson Hour was the first place that Dog City with Ace U. If you've never seen Dog City,
like the Dog City.
I love Dog City. The original Dog City, not the cartoon Dog City, not the Dog City that was after. The Dog City that was on the Jim Henson Hour was the best Dog City there was.
They're on YouTube, Jess. They're full of on YouTube.
I have the DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dog City was great, and that was on the Jim Henson Hour. There were so many different. That was the coolest show. The coolest show.
I don't remember.
Oh, the lion! I remember so much of this. There's Dog City. I remember so much of the Jim Henson Hour.
Where did you consume this at? Was this on television?
It was on broadcast. It was on broadcast television. Yeah.
I know you're down for Dog City.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
It was so cool.
I didn't see any of this. Like, this doesn't look familiar to me at all.
Really? Oh my gosh. There's probably a lot of it that you can watch on YouTube.
Yes,
I'm sure
there was full episodes on YouTube.
I'm sure somebody's got it uploaded somewhere.
Wow. But that's really cool.
The Jim Henson Hour was really cool. There were some really cool shows that came out on there. I remember watching that. Yeah, we watched a lot of Muppet stuff. My parents have a Dark Crystal movie poster hanging in their living room. Like, that's always been the show we've watched.
That's cool. I just, they weren't ever on my radar, except for, like, I know them for some reason. I know all the Muppets.
Right.
2,500 hours of Jim Henson content coming to Amazon Prime. Wow,
holy cow.
A lot of that stuff looks like it could be on there. But that was the end of 2019. That was
right.
That was a whole panic attack away.
Right.
From then to now. Well, I'm glad for you, and I'm going to definitely watch this when it comes out.
We'll have to do a watch party with Disney Plus and watch it together.
I can do that. Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah, we can do that.
They used to have that on the Xbox. The Xbox,
watch parties? Yes.
Yes. Remember? Yeah, the Xbox. And your little avatar would go sit in the seat, and your buddies would come, and you guys would watch the same thing, not quite full screen. I always thought that was pretty cool. I forgot to wrap this up. What it says it was coming. Oh, February 19th is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Actually, a month away. A month away to be here. A month away.
I was so excited when I woke up this morning and I read that. Like, that was just, it was snowing, and then because on my phone I just scroll over and it shows all this news stuff. And like, but not like news stuff. It's all like new Xbox. Here's the It's stuff that I search for because Google's smart like that. So it shows me the stuff that's important. Like, hey, there's a new Jeep, or hey, there's a new this, or hey, there's a new game coming out for the Switch, or look at this new handheld Xbox prototype thing. And so I scrolled over, and the top one was the Muppet Show, and I was like, no freaking way. I sent it to my mom.
You always get the good topics. So I woke up this morning because I'm so much behind you. I saw that there was a message in the topics group. Like, and I was like, ooh, what happened now? Because it's always something that happened. Ooh, what happened now? And I was like, oh, all right, Muppets. Muppets are back again. I love the Muppets. They're ageless, and it's one of those things where if you don't introduce them, I did not, and I don't know if it's just my generation, I did not introduce the Muppets to Blake. So he might know Muppets from hanging around, but there's no reason when he gets older and has a family that he'll show anybody else Muppets. So we need to, like, reintroduce Muppets back into the thing. I saw that Elmo owns a hotel now.
Oh, jeez.
And it's Elmo and, like, 5 other people, and they own a hotel, and it's kind of a little bit like The Shining. But Elmo owns a hotel, and it's a whole series about them. So I guess they are around, you know, in other forms. But the Muppets themselves need to come back, you know, the original Muppets.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for this.
Elmo wasn't even stuffed yet, you know, when this show was out. Oh my gosh, Jess! I am so excited that we made it through this hour, and
you didn't lose power.
I didn't lose power. It's just blowing away. I wish you guys could hear it. It's just so bad. Tonight I'm gonna make some sort of like chicken stir fry thing in the Instapot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for that. I have to run after this and go find egg rolls. I couldn't find egg rolls at the store the other day when I was there. So after this is isn't this exciting, guys? Exciting hunt for egg rolls. How's your fryer doing?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really cool.
I cannot wait for my toaster oven to die so I can get on that game.
Yeah, you should just hit it with a hammer or something.
I know. It's popular. There was a TikTok that I sent you where everybody's like, oh my gosh, everybody's got an air fryer.
It's really cool. I will say, I had my friend that told me to buy the one I bought said I would never, she's like, you won't use your oven. And she's not wrong. The air fryer takes half the power that my oven does. And like the other day we made spaghetti and I needed to make garlic bread. Why am I going to turn on the oven for 2 pieces of garlic bread? So I cut it in half. I threw it in the air fryer. It took half the time to less than 5 minutes to preheat and less than, 3 minutes to make it. And it was done. And it was 10 times better than it turns out in the oven. Crispy all the edges.
Oven does the same thing. Maybe just for the toast. Maybe other stuff it cooks differently.
Right. Yeah. I haven't done, I want to cook, chicken in it, and there's a few other recipes that I've saved that I really want to try to do in there.
Yeah, mine's too small for that. I'd rather just use the pressure cooker.
Right. We've done like French fries and things like that, and we've put vegetables in it, like made roasted vegetables 10 times better than the oven. It cooks so much more evenly. And I have a convection oven. That was my big thing for the longest time. I don't need an air fryer. I have a convection oven. That's all it is a mini convection oven. And that really is all it is. But the biggest difference is it's a mini convection oven. So it takes less time to heat, and it does tend to heat more evenly because instead of having a pan this size inside your oven that's this size, you have a pan this size inside an oven that's this size.
Right, the walls are right there.
Yeah, so it kind of just seems to cook everything more evenly. Right. And I have not used my microwave. My friend told me that she's like, you won't reheat anything in the microwave anymore. She's not wrong. We reheat everything. My mom and dad made those tamales. I reheated them in the air fryer. It took 3 minutes.
They were warm in the middle?
And they weren't rubbery. Jamie made mini waffles the other day, and he wasn't thinking, threw them in the microwave to reheat them, and when he pulled them out, they were like rubber.
Yeah, they're rubber.
I told him, I said, put them in the air fryer. Put them in the air fryer for like another minute and see if it fixes it. And it did. It made him nice little bit of crispy on the outside and fixed his waffles. So
yeah, what are those things you've been eating? You've been eating these like, what'd you call them?
Chaffles?
Chaffles, yeah.
The
come
chaffles?
on, can we get an explanation on the chaffles?
It's a cheese waffle. So I have a little mini waffle maker, and basically it's really silly. So it's a keto diet thing. We're not on the keto diet. I just like to try really weird things. And I always like crispy cheese. Like when you put cheese on a grill and you make it crispy. I've always enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. So I've been watching these people make like all these different chaffle things. And it's like you take the cheese and you put it in here and you mix some stuff in it. You put it in a mini waffle maker and it comes out and you let it sit for a minute and it becomes really crispy. And I like really crispy food. So we made jalapeno popper chaffles. We took mozzarella provolone cheese mixture, and you put it in the bottom of your mini waffle maker, and then you throw in a bunch of chopped jalapenos, and then you put more cheese on top, and you close it for like 3 minutes. It doesn't look great. It's not like the prettiest thing in the world, but holy cow, they were so good.
There's chaffles everywhere.
Oh my gosh, there are so many recipes. So many recipes for chaffles. You can literally make anything.
Yep, and you were like, I'm addicted to chaffles. That's what you said. I'm addicted to chaffles.
Yeah, that's my new favorite thing.
Well, I wonder if anybody at home's like me. It's the first time I've ever heard of that word. And now, you know what, everybody, we're going to hear nothing but that word for like the next 3 months, just randomly. Like, this is the start of chaffles.
A lot of people that are on the keto diet that don't eat bread, they'll use this to make, well, there's a sandwich right there. There's a BLT chaffle. I want to make that. They'll make, it's not really bread, but it's like a simulated bread. So you can make it by either just using cheese and a little bit of egg white if you don't want it to taste eggy. And you can make like buns for hamburgers or for sandwiches. Or you can take, like people will use almond flour or coconut flour because it's not, you're not supposed to have like wheat and all that stuff if you're on keto, I guess.
Right.
So they'll substitute out the flours, do a little bit of different things in it, put a little baking soda or whatever in it, and it fluffs up and it makes like fluffy bread that looks like a waffle. Doesn't taste like a waffle.
They look excellent.
Every single recipe I've tried so far sounds amazing. The one I really want to try next is I want to do the pizza ones. You basically make you take Italian seasoning and you basically make a pizza crust, but it's not really a pizza crust. And then you put all your stuff on top of it and throw it in the air fryer. So you get pizza. I want to try it so bad.
Italian.
Yeah.
But you're making those chaffles in your little mini.
In the mini waffle maker. Yeah, I have a little mini dash waffle maker.
Right. Dang, Lego your ego. We're going to put that in the theme. This week we talk chaffle.
Chaffle.
Everybody's like, what's a chaffle?
It's a cheese waffle. I will say, if you try it, if you use cheddar cheese is really, really greasy and oily and has more of a burnt taste when it's done. If you use a white cheese, like the mozzarella or the provolone cheese, to me, that has the best flavor.
Good to know. I'm going to have to try one of these. I have a waffle machine, but it's a full-size waffle machine.
You can make full-size ones. It's just going to take you a lot more.
It's a lot of commitment.
Yeah. It's a lot of cheese.
Let us know if you've tried the chaffle. And if you're a waffle chaffle.
Blame TikTok. I saw people making this fried pickled chaffle on TikTok, and I wanted to try it so bad.
Yes, because TikTok, by the way, TikTok has air fryer. There's air fryer TikToks flying around there. Did you show TikTok? It's the air fryer is the new Instapot. It
is.
That's the new episode title. Air fryer is the new Instapot.
Yeah, it is.
I could just see it now.
I use those two appliances more than anything else now. It's the Instant Pot or the air fryer. It's what are we making for dinner? I don't know. What can we throw in the Instant Pot or what can we make up in the air fryer? That. Those are my two go-to. And I feel I know this is really stupid, but and Greg and I were actually talking about this today. Mm-hmm. It's so fast. No matter what you make, it's so fast. I feel because I can just dump a bunch of stuff in it, turn it on, walk away, and then come back and it's done. It doesn't feel like such an inconvenience to me because I hate cooking. But I feel both of these units make it so easy. Why am I going to go drive to fast food? It's going to take me 10 minutes to get there. I got to wait in line 10 minutes. I got to come back in 10 minutes. Or really, the line's only 2 minutes. I live in the middle of nowhere.
That's true. Okay, but yes, okay. I was going to let you slide on that. I was going to let you slide, but it's okay.
But that's the thing. I feel no matter what I want to do, it's so fast in the Instant Pot. Why wouldn't I just make real food instead of artificial food?
That's true, too. You got to watch out, though, man. If you get too many of these machines in your counter, it's going to look like the inside of one of those Jawas, those Jawa trucks where they have all those broken down droids.
Mine all have spaces. I don't keep mine. But the only one that stays out on the counter is the air fryer. The rest of them all have space underneath, so they're not just sitting out. Which they could because I use them so often, but...
You talked me down an Instapot trail. It took 2 years. You'll probably get me down the air fryer trail a little sooner.
I hope so.
I think I'm going to be an early adopter to it.
It's so amazing. You made a sandwich earlier. You could have made an air fried sandwich.
Okay, so here's what I did to the sandwich. I didn't want to bring it up, but I will. I took bread. I took a paintbrush, the appropriate paintbrush, and I painted mustard all over the bread, and I put cheese on it, and I melted it, or I toasted it. I pulled it out, and I put hot meat on top of it and toasted it a little bit more. I'd have to say the bottom was crispy. The rest of it was kind of soggy mush. It was just kind of soggy mush. So I don't know what
air fryer.
Yeah, I need an air fryer because I think it might crisp it a little bit.
It does. It does. We made Reubens in ours. Yeah, we made Reubens in ours, and we've made tuna melts in ours, and it makes it amazing. So although I was happy with what it was, I was like, oh man, it's missing some heat element somewhere, Right.
All right, let's get out of here, Jess, so I can go get some egg rolls. That'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Listen to us every Wednesday on your favorite music app. Watch the video version at CC Mouse Podcast on YouTube. Rep our merch at ccmousepodcast.shop. And we'll see you next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yes.
We did a thing.
Yeah, we did a thing. Woohoo. All right, now it's time for the after show.
Now it's time for the after show.
Now it's time for the after show.
It's time to light music. It's time to light the lights.
You were really excited about the Muppets.
I'm so excited.
Wait, let me see if this makes you happier.
Yeah.
Does that make you happier? Yep. Jess got me this really rad stamp. Oh my gosh, I've been stamping everything with it. It's got the P.O. box on it. I got to go to the P.O. box. Oh, I can't make it today. I might be able to make it today. I just hope somebody sends me something so I can be like,
you can stamp it.
I just want to be official. I just want to be like, boom, and I'm going to do it hard too. Boom, boom.
So Yours is a 1.5 inch. Mine's a little bit bigger. Let's see, mine's got blue ink.
I love this thing. I love how cute it is. I have 2 ink pads.
When I went to order mine, they didn't have the 1.5 inch because that's the size I should have gotten. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of glad that I got mine a little bit bigger because mine is of Shiloh. And do I have an empty one? Yeah. So mine looks like that.
Okay. Yes. And mine. Okay. Yeah.
So it's got a lot more detail. So I'm kind of glad that I went with the bigger one, even though I still kind of wish it was a small one.
Yeah. My favorite part is they laser etched my head into wood, and I'm like, look, I'm a blockhead. Like on wood this time, not there. So thanks. I thought this is great. I cannot wait to this. I just want to go out like a tagger and just start stamping my stuff. I'm gonna go out there. Someone's gonna have like Chaka tag somewhere, and I'm just gonna be like, Dan. It's got my address on it too, so they come right back to you. Is this you, sir? I'm like, yeah. Did you see it? Jess got it for me.
It's rubberstamps.net is the website. It's like cool. It's like a small company, small business that makes the stuff. They're the same company that made the potograph stamps for the dogs. That's who I use.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Because I had somebody ask in the comments on the YouTube page where you got it from. So I will link that to there. Would you say it was one more time?
Rubberstamps.net, I believe, is their actual website.
All right. And that concludes our after show. This is only going on the video version. So you got to watch the video.
I figured as much.
You got to watch the video version. So, all right. See you guys next time. Bye. Muppets.